Hi, so here we are on the purchase order screen, but before we add a purchase order, I just want to show you that in the inventory stock list we have two existing items, two filters. I'm going to use these in the purchase order. So back to the purchase order screen, and we click the plus to create a new one, and we are going to call this filters for aircon. The purchase order number will be automatic. The supplier is chosen here. Address appears here. You have the choice of a project number should all your purchases and work orders come under a project, and we have one here called office renovation. I'm not going to use that just for the moment. Here I want to organize this for delivery by Friday the 24th. The creation date is automatic and created by is automatic. Here is the asset. Now you can order against an asset, or you can just use it against the company itself. Here we're using the company itself. That's the top level asset in the asset tree structure, which you have access to here if you wish, and here's where you can expand and find the asset that you wish to order these parts against. Next, the purchase order status. We have several items. Obviously a quote draft as you build it up. Quote request means that you've sent it for a quotation. Purchased means you've purchased it, and then we have partial delivery, complete, and delivered in total. So at this stage perhaps I will be ready to purchase it, so I leave it as purchased because I'm going to print the purchase order when we get through it. Purchase order type, again, these can be created by you. CapEx or maintenance are two examples. So next we come to the purchase order item, and here we can see there's a drop down arrow. This drop down arrow will show us the items in stock. These are just some spurious entries held by the browser itself. But here I can order a filter 320, and the description comes in. If a tick appears here, you know the part is already in inventory. Let me just go on and order two of those at 20, and we have a tax rate that we can use. You set those up, tax rates elsewhere. Click the save, and there we have our first item. I'll just go through that again. Here I'm going to look for FIL. I can see that I have filtered on two filters, but if I even filter on the number 68, even by knowing part of the part code, we can find the item. Again, the tick box is ticked because this item is already in inventory, and this time I'll order 3 at 30, tax rate the same, and save. Now I want to show you where you can order a spurious part, and here's bolts for aircon, and as discussed. So these are not stock items. These are not parts that exist on the database, and we can order 10 at 10 each. And again, just choose a tax rate, and we click save. So bolts for aircon are now on the purchase order. Now I want to do something different again. This is the third example, and this time I'm going to go filter 680A, and this now is advanced filter for aircon. This is not a part already, but now I'm going to make it a part. So now I'll order 4 of these at 40, select my tax rate, and as I say, it's not an existing part, there was only two. Now I'm making it a part. So when I click save, I now add it to the purchase order. We're going to look at that part now in a second. But here I'm ready to save the purchase order. Incidentally, I can have attachments. Save it. It's purchased, and here when I print all attachments, yes or no. At this stage we've only got one purchase order format, and this is what it looks like. Your logo will appear here, of course, rather than ours, and that is the purchase order ready for printing. Just one last thing, I'd like to come back here to the parts, and we now see that we have already created this item automatically from the purchase order. The only thing is that we haven't put it in a bin location just yet, so that's something else to take note of. But as we said, here is our purchase order, and this is what it looks like. Thanks very much for watching.